13. The earth as a man and a woman. Sometimes each one of you will have perceived a feeling in yourself which pleases you exceedingly. The whole area had an extremely friendly appearance. What only fell into the eyes of the observer refreshed him with multiple delight. The clouds in the firmament or in the air had a particularly friendly design and lovely colour, and the air fanned so gently and tenderly into the face and gave the feeling as if he had been kissed by 1,000 invisible lovely angel lips, and thereby the soul bubbled up completely in joy. Behold, this human sensation at certain times is a communicated after sensation, which is derived from the temporary rest and comfort of the earth body, and is homogeneous with that cheerfulness of the kidneys in man, which can also be easily observed in animals. Such a time of serenity on the earth's body happens when the great, better general earth soul sits down in its kidney and there, in a certain way, allows itself its necessary relaxation or rest. At this time, it also happens on the surface of the earth that everything becomes peaceful in a certain way, and everything takes on a certain soft and gentle character. But such a time of serenity of the earth is usually followed by gloomy and stormy weather, in which everything again assumes a repulsive and sometimes even terrible character. This happens when the general earth soul has returned to its usual telluric organs of activity. With the earth, however, it never quite happens, as with man, that the soul completely passes over into this resting and sleeping chamber. But only a part of the general soul rests there, more or less, while another part must be continuously active. This is to be understood metaphorically in a certain way, like some actions of a man who has done some work with his right hand for a while. When this has become tired, he puts his hand into his pocket to rest, and continues to work with his left hand until the right hand has recovered somewhat. Or the image is also like a man who has worked with his head for some time until it has become tired. Then he allows it to rest, and instead sets his feet in motion. Or the image of the partial rest of the general earth soul is also like a night watch, which two men occupy. The one watches from evening until midnight, during which time his companion has rested. Then the one who was first awake goes to rest, and the rested one takes his place and performs the watch until morning. This is how you must visualize this action of the general earth soul. And therefore the earth can never reach that complete general well-being into which man, or also an animal, can reach through the nightly sleep, but only into that of the partial rest of man, which also carries with it a not insignificant well-being. but that such a complete, general, comfortable retirement cannot occur with the earth. The daily rotation, in the first place, already ensures, and secondly, the annual turn of the earth around the sun, according to which soon the northern, soon again the southern part of the earth is exposed to so-called hibernation, while the opposite part is again in the greatest activity. Since the earth's kidneys also possess this property, which can be easily perceived by everyone, just like humans and animals, the question arises whether the earth is not capable of procreation. Indeed, and that significantly, several times, and very differently than every man or every animal or every plant. For this reason, however, the earth is to be regarded in a certain way also as a hermaphrodite, or simultaneously a man and woman in one being, and is in this respect similar to the first man, who originally was also in himself man and woman simultaneously, and similar to the perfect spirits of heaven, who are also completely male and female united. This predetermination of this matter is therefore necessary to be able to understand the following more correctly. Since the earth is therefore capable of procreation, the question is again, how and what does it procreate? And where are its main procreative organs? The main organ of procreation is, as in the case of the animals, the strongly bulging south pole. By virtue of this organ of procreation, the earth is female, because also the whole south pole as negative is equal to the female being, which also behaves as negative against the positive polar male being. The earth, however, considered from this point as a woman, is then not capable of procreation by itself, but only capable of receiving the procreation. Here it is then asked, who procreates there with the earth? The sun, by its opposite polar force. And what does it procreate, or what has it procreated? A main child of the earth, conceived in this way, is the moon, and is indeed the oldest child of this telluric woman. Doesn't she have several similar children? Oh yes, a considerable amount of comets are born, which are circling partly in the wide ether space, but partly such children, which come from this procreation, are the almost daily, and mostly around the equinox times, nearly countlessly appearing so-called shooting stars. That they are nothing else than small comet-like planets newly born from the earth is proved by their always elliptic course and their round shape, when they come so close to the earth that people can observe their diameter more closely with their eyes. These little planets, however, are devoured again by the earth. Like all other procreations, similar to the old fable of Saturnus, who devoured his children. Then from where or from what are these children born from the earth? The earth has an innumerable amount of such birth canals. The main birth canal on the earth, however, is in the middle of the world's great Pacific Ocean, not far from the equator, namely in the area of the island group of the so-called Tahiti and Otaheite. From there the moon was separated from the earth, and still afterwards quite a lot of still existing comets. This is thus a main birth canal of the earth. Other birth canals are a lot of lakes, swamps, and caves in the mountains, from which not infrequently such little planets are hurled out to a significant height by a polar force. But since they have two small bodies, their small wealth is consumed by the opposite polarity through the predominant polar force of the earth, and they are drawn to the earth again, on which they soon fall down as cinder-like masses, sometimes also as stones. But they come down again as stones only if they have exploded first in the etheric space, and then fall down as parts of the whole. This is a kind of procreation in which the earth appears only as a woman. Next, we will consider the far more strange thousandfold procreation, where the earth is active as man and woman at the same time.